Some cars are fast, some cars are luxurious. But when you're spending this much money on a vehicle, there's another question that matters even more. Will it still be a good car 5, 8, or even 10 years from now? That's the question we're asking about the 2027 Cadillac LYRIQ. It's a quiet, comfortable luxury EV with up to 326 miles of EPA estimated range and a standard NACS charging port. But long-term reliability is a different story. The LYRIQ is still relatively young, so can Cadillac's electric SUV really earn a reputation for lasting hundreds of thousands of miles? Let's take a closer look. Reliability is one of those things that's easy to ignore when you're shopping for a new car. A big touchscreen is exciting. A powerful motor is exciting. A luxury interior is exciting. But after the first year, those things become normal. What you notice instead is whether the vehicle starts every morning, whether expensive systems keep working, whether maintenance stays reasonable, and whether the car still feels dependable when the odometer starts climbing. And that's particularly important with the LYRIQ because we're entering a new era of vehicle ownership. There isn't a traditional gasoline engine under the hood. Instead, you're dealing with an electric motor, a large battery pack, power electronics, software, charging hardware, and a huge number of electronic systems. So how reliable is all of that? The honest answer is, we don't know yet with the same confidence we have for long-established vehicles. And that's important.
2027 Cadillac LYRIQ. The Cadillac LYRIQ arrived for the 2023 model year, making it one of Cadillac's first dedicated modern EVs. That means the 2027 model has several years of history behind the nameplate, but nowhere near the decades of real-world data available for something like a Toyota Camry or Lexus RX. So I wouldn't put the LYRIQ in the same proven reliability category as those vehicles yet. But that doesn't mean it's unreliable. In fact, one of the advantages of an EV is that its primary propulsion system is mechanically simpler than a conventional gasoline powertrain. The 2027 LYRIQ uses 102 kilowatt-hour battery pack. The rear-wheel drive model produces a Cadillac estimated 365 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque, while the available all-wheel drive version increases output to 515 estimated horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. There's no traditional multi-speed transmission, there's no engine oil to change, and regenerative braking can reduce wear on the conventional brake system. That's a pretty attractive foundation for long-term ownership. But there's a catch. The part that could matter most. With a modern luxury EV, reliability isn't just about the drivetrain, it's about everything surrounding it. The infotainment system, the digital displays, the cameras, the driver assistance technology, the charging system, the climate controls, the software, and all the electronic modules that communicate with each other. That's why a vehicle can have a mechanically simple powertrain while still becoming expensive to repair outside warranty. The good news is that Cadillac provides an 8-year or 100,000-mile warranty for the battery and electric propulsion components. That's significant. It gives long-term owners some protection against one of the most expensive components in the vehicle, but it doesn't eliminate every ownership risk.
What about owner experiences? This is another area where we need to be careful. You can find LYRIQ owners reporting excellent experiences, particularly around comfort, quiet, range, and everyday driving. But you'll also find complaints involving software, infotainment behavior, charging, and other technology-related issues. That's not unusual for a relatively new, software-heavy vehicle. The important thing is not to take either extreme too seriously. One owner having a problem doesn't mean every LYRIQ is reliable, and one owner reaching a high mileage without problems doesn't prove that every LYRIQ will last forever. The better approach is to look for long-term patterns as more vehicles accumulate mileage, and that's something the LYRIQ simply doesn't have enough of yet. Maintenance and long-term costs. Here's where the LYRIQ could have a real advantage. EVs generally require less routine powertrain maintenance than gasoline vehicles. There are no oil changes, no spark plugs, no traditional transmission service, and fewer mechanical components moving inside the propulsion system. But that doesn't mean maintenance is free. You'll still have tires, suspension components, brake components, cabin filters, wipers, cooling systems, and other wear items. And remember, this is a Cadillac. Luxury car parts and dealer labor aren't necessarily inexpensive. So while the LYRIQ may reduce routine maintenance compared with a traditional luxury SUV, an electrical problem outside warranty could still become expensive. For that reason, warranty coverage and dealer support are particularly important when buying one.
Resale value. Now let's talk about another part of reliability that people often overlook: resale value. A reliable vehicle usually develops a strong reputation in the used market. That can help protect your investment. But the LYRIQ has a different challenge. Luxury EV depreciation has been significant across the market, and rapid improvements in EV technology can make older models less attractive to used car buyers. The 2027 model does improve the ownership proposition with a native NACS charging port and access to a broader fast-charging ecosystem, but that doesn't guarantee strong resale value 5 years from now. So if you're buying the LYRIQ specifically because you want to keep it for a decade, resale value may matter less. If you plan to trade it after 2 or 3 years, I'd pay much more attention to depreciation. So what makes the most reliable cars different? Usually, it's not one magical component. It's years of proven engineering. Manufacturers like Toyota and Honda have spent decades refining powertrains and manufacturing processes. That's why buyers often trust models with simple, proven mechanical systems. The LYRIQ doesn't have that history yet, but it does have one important advantage: fewer traditional mechanical components in the electric drivetrain. If Cadillac gets the battery system, electric motors, software, and electronics right over the long term, the LYRIQ could become a very durable vehicle, but that's something we'll only know with time.
So, is the 2027 Cadillac LYRIQ a reliable car? I'd describe it as promising, but not proven. The electric drivetrain has fewer traditional mechanical components. The battery and propulsion system receive 8 years or 100,000 miles of warranty coverage, and the vehicle's basic design has already been on the market for several years. But if your definition of reliability means a vehicle with a 15 or 20-year track record of surviving hundreds of thousands of miles, the LYRIQ simply isn't there yet. And that's not a criticism. It's just the reality of buying newer technology. If you want a comfortable luxury EV and plan to keep it for many years, the 2027 LYRIQ is worth considering. But if maximum long-term reliability is your #1 priority, I'd still look closely at vehicles with much longer reliability histories. Because when you're choosing a car for the next 10 years, don't just ask how good it is today. Ask how much evidence we have that it will still be good 10 years from now. Would you trust the 2027 Cadillac LYRIQ for 200,000 miles, or would you choose a more proven vehicle? Let me know in the comments.